Principles.
I'm a Yo, as a Christian, you feel the life as a living example. But certain sister people, them just talk right and I walk right. You have a new name for them. She must have tell them. When the real God want them. When the real God tell them. Tell them, I do not hear them. We represent Christ 24/7. When the real God want them. When the real God tell them. Tell them, I do not hear them. We represent Christ 24/7. Jesus freak, long time we elevate from that. From the one can't Jesus Christ earlier. Cause we God bless me, you wouldn't believe. So me hold on to God, like I go do it. After me God, but man and I had the hear from Trinidad. Say man and I had the hear me. I get excited when me talk about my faith. That if Christ was a spice, you could have called like Chris. Tell them, pump up, time to be stand up. Live like Christ and be an example. Pump up, time to be stand up. Live like Christ and be an example. Oh, God talk. Them only talk Christ, but them have no heart. Cause when they was not them white start to bark. Them only talk Christ, but them have no heart. Call them back. God talk. Certain guys just chat for him. Them not walk like Christ. Them just chat for him. Them not talk like Christ. Them just chat for him. Them not even know Christ. Them just chat for him. Yeah. Christianity that them stifle and live them life as a living example. Know the truth, but them guys them holding it. Them why them have a time of godliness. We tell them pump up, time to be stand up. Live like Christ and be an example. Pump up, time to be stand up. Live like Christ and be an example. Pump up, time to be stand up. Live like Christ and be an example. Pump up, time to be stand up. Live like Christ.
Therefore, I see you dancing like you know this one.
Yeah.
Everything think with that money on it.
Oh, my God.
Yes, man. I'm gonna make sure. Go ahead.
Yeah,
inside.
right, inside. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, boy, this is one of the classics.
This one brings back some memories.
Yeah. This was in my younger days.
Yeah.
And I really like this one. You see this one?
I see that because we play all kind of song and the phone wasn't really sorry. But as soon as I bought this one, the phone had Elisha had.
Yeah, he had. And Cohen. I liked hearing Cohen. I know when he was coming up, when he was starting, I think shout out to Cohen, shout out Elisha.
Yeah,
boy,
yeah,
them fellas was.
Them fellas,
yeah.
Foundation. We call him Cohen, the veteran.
The veteran. I remember guys like Broadway Boys, Ansel Valley and so on. Yeah, boy. Yeah. So
those are the men who started the thing.
Yeah, the local spin and showing Gardner. Yeah, we can't forget showing doing his thing outside and so on. Neil, yeah. There's some big pieces. Big. Anyway, welcome folks. We are in Kingdom Principles this evening. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. I have to get one of my devices to let me know if the stream is coming through smoothly. I know we had some trouble last week, so that was definitely looked at. Hopefully we'll get things. So I'm just making a quick look there. Folks, welcome to call in and send your WhatsApp messages. The numbers are 622-1981 and 628-1981. So Paul, which one you checking, YouTube or Facebook?
I'm gonna check the Facebook.
Alright, so okay, well then let me come out of Facebook and I'll go to YouTube and ensure we are doing good. I heard you guys when I was coming up. I hear you, Paul. You rip a little freestyle. I hear Grong surprise everybody with his freestyle.
Telling you, it was a shock, Grong, that you?
Yeah. And I see Grong. I tell Grong when I saw him outside. I said, Grong, what you trying to do, the man? Mixing up the beat on the man.
The man boy,
the man just put you.
I know start and Grong just switching up.
He's switching up beat like if he is,
like if I don't want to call his name.
Yeah, you don't call no name. Christian broadcasting. So anyway, shout out to everyone. We have a very intriguing topic this evening. It is entitled Race Relationship Issues, and we strongly advise people to get
this one is
this one could be a serious one. I advise people to come early to your devices, your phones, your whatever, radio, your whatever you have, and listen up, because I'm going to do some reading, which means we'll have to pay attention to what I'm going to read, and then we will have a dialogue on what I'm about to read. So it's a bit lengthy. It really treats with an article, right? So there was this particular article that was published, Paul, on one of our newspapers, one of our local newspapers, and it really sparked an idea to have us talk about this as believers. Let's get into the subject of race relationships. So before we start, I do want to hit a scripture, which is Psalm 19 verse 130. Verse 130. It says, "The entrance of thy words giveth light, it giveth understanding unto the simple." And I chose that text primarily so that we would look to God when it comes to all matters, all issues. You look to God's word to give that understanding. The most simplistic person can seek God, and God can bring that revelation, that understanding to that individual, right? So that's the setup. Now, mind you, I don't think I said this earlier, so I'll say it now. If anybody is calling and you are giving your contributions, remember to be respectful. Whether you agree or you disagree with someone's view, you are entitled to definitely agree or disagree, but we do maintain respect. That is incredibly important to us because we want to represent what we preach, not only in words but in actions, right, Paul?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we get any number something, right?
Yeah, I gave them. I didn't give the WhatsApp number. You could share, and you could share the others as well.
275-1981, where you can send your voice notes, your messages. I could call 622-1981.
Right, we look at that. So here we go. This topic this evening is titled "Race Relationship Issues." I repeat, race relationship issues.
Because it is very strong in the church.
Yes, it is. It is in the church, and I want to even broaden it outside of the church, because we as the church ought to be speaking to the world. We ought to be declaring the truth of God's word, the gospel. We are the light to the world, the salt of the earth. So we ought to be the exemplars. We should set the standards of how to treat with things, how we should deal with things as human beings, ultimately as God creatures. God created us all, but all of us not operating in ways that God delights in. That's where we have sin and all that coming into the picture. So let me, with all of that, I'm giving time for people, Paul, to come in, to listen. All right? So that said, time for me to read the article. It is entitled, "Bank Ad, an Attack on Black Women." I repeat, bank ad, an attack on black women. So let's go into the article. It's a bit lengthy, so please listen. Republic banks, and this is not to attack anybody, this is just an article and we're just reading on it. Republic Bank's Kern and Alana's love story advertisement is an attack on all black women. Most of us are already struggling to survive as single mothers. Obviously, this is a woman writing this, right? So I'm going back to it. Our black men are often absent fathers in the home, which is the main cause of so many of our sons, brothers, and nephews being gunned down every day with their blood soiling the streets. Every day, 2 and 3 black men are murdered like dogs. There are few black role models for our young sons in the home. And on top of that, you have our young black successful men leaving and making a new home with other women. The bank advertisement shows a fatherless young man living with his granny. He works hard making a backyard garden to eat food in the kitchen. He studies hard at university. He graduates. He buys a car, and after all that sacrifice and care with his grandmother, he gets a job and wants to settle. And who does he choose to marry? Certainly not a black woman. He is too ambitious and bright for that. Where does this situation leave the black woman? According to a 2018 US survey, black mothers are 4 times more likely to be single and serve as the primary breadwinners of their home. As Granny is depicted in the advertisement, the headline of an NBC News item published in 2010 reads, quote, "Blacks struggle with 72% unwed mothers rate," unquote. The article begins, quote, Debate is growing within and outside the black community of how to address the rising rate of unwed mothers. 72% of black babies are born to unwed mothers, government statistics say, and changing that is a complex issue. Close quotation. There is a clear link shown between family structure and delinquent or gang behavior. Children who grow up in a single-parent household headed by the mother appear to be most at risk. This finding was published in an article entitled Black Single Female Headed Households and Their Children's Involvement in Gangs, published in 1992. These kinds of advertisements are setting a trend and promoting a model that is destructive to the black community with a negative impact on society with respect to an increase in crime by black youths. So that's the article there. I'm not going to call the writer of it name. I'm not going to call the person's name. So, Paul, you hearing that? What comes to mind after hearing all of that? Yeah, Paul only laugh. All you guys, Paul only laughing. You only laughing. Well, anyway, let's.
Let me say this, right? When I say black, right?
Yeah.
Is it just what? Is it Afro people?
Most of the times, people kind of like put that in the Afro context.
Okay.
Not what you know how we as Trinbagonians, we are selective when we use that term black. And sometimes we mean black as in everybody black.
Yeah.
You know, Indo-Trinidadians, Afro-Trinidadians, black all our way is black people. And then sometimes we change that and it's
just
African.
African.
You understand? So go ahead. You ready? Follow the laughing. Follow the laughing. No, this is a big situation, a big issue, because we have people and we have several women who feel like this. A lot of black women feel like this. They feel like the black men are going for other women instead of them, and they feel a way about that. They want to know, why are we not, let's say, good enough for the black woman, for the black man to stay with the black woman? No, this is not a race thing, but we want to deal with this situation in love and hopefully give some guidance on the subject.
I think at the end of the day, people have their preference,
right?
And I think it's not about we rather go with somebody outside of our race, right? I don't believe it's about it. People just have preference. That people who just like, they just love. For Afro, he just love probably Indian.
He like an Indian woman, or he like how
he love white or
right,
whatever,
woman,
right?
A Chinese,
but
right?
I feel it had to do with probably the insecure. The insecure, or probably because of how the media does push it. They feel as if it's a disrespect. For example, there are a lot of wealthy black actors, singers, and most of them who you look at on TV acting, singing, they are with white women.
The black men.
Black men.
Right.
The black famous singers,
right,
actors,
right,
they are with, their wives are white.
A white woman.
They're white women.
Right.
And I feel the black women, and sometimes when you see the post on Facebook, right, you will see the comments from the black women. They are vexed.
They're angry, yes.
And, it's a disrespect. Or you leave the queens to go for.
What are vexed for? What are vexed for?
Look, Ground Reach.
Not New York douglarized the nation.
Ground ain't even know.
No, I know. I was listening. I was listening outside, so I know what you're talking about.
Talk.
I don't have a problem with mixed race relationship. You understand?
Right.
I do have a problem. I find people crazy who just have problems with that. For real.
Devon, and the thing is, you know what else?
You're barely in the shot. Come inside out of it, the shot. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
And what do you think about?
I'm looking sweaty.
Yeah, you can't look sweaty. You can look shiny. Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
Who came up with this? Is it the black men? The black men came up with this stigma against black women about why we don't go with them because they're loud, because they're aggressive.
No, but all right. We could be honest a little bit, right?
Yeah.
There are black men who have an issue with black women. Let's just be real. You know, Paul, you work in the construction industry a bit, right? You will hear some black men, not all. I want to repeat what I said, not all. Some black men prefer to go for another ethnicity because of, well, whatever reason. It might be they view the black woman as too aggressive, and a plethora of
So
reasons.
what you're trying to say is the other races, they are women, they are submissive, they are quiet, they are gentle.
That's the thing that
Not all.
exactly, because quite a number of other ethnic groups are very aggressive.
Yeah.
You know,
Because the idea is a human thing.
is a human. But I think if you look within the ethnic groups, you may see some groups that not very aggressive. Probably within the culture they are living, the country they are living. Because like, let's say for the Asian culture, Chinese culture in Trinidad, I don't really know Chinese people per se to stand up and be quarreling and loud. I don't really know that.
I went to school at one.
Get them vexed now.
Right, no, but that's a different thing. If they get vexed and so on, right? But on a normal basis, you might see a Trinbagonian an individual be very loud and so on, and while somebody else might be, while the Chinese might be a little more, you know, docile, a little more quiet, reserved, and so on. I'm just saying.
We ain't seen when they behind closed doors, right?
Yeah, well, that is it. But at the end of the watch it, eh? At the same time, most people not judging you per se behind your doors, you know. They judge you from what they see.
Public.
Yeah, because I don't know what Grong does when he not on the radio station, when he not with me, what you do, and you know, and so forth.
Just love up my wife.
Well, yeah.
Unless we have social voice notes.
let's have to touch on them. You have them there, and the other. All right. So let's see if we could get some of the voice notes, please.
Go on top.
We could pull from the first set.
Yeah,
this one.
Go from top. Right.
All right.
From here.
From this one here.
You need right.
Oh, okay.
Read that.
Okay, let's pull out this
Read that here.
message here. You need to be specific, black or African, because each race got black in the. You see, we gain the conversation even more because all right, the terminology black again depends on who is speaking. If you are speaking within a, let's say, a type of American context, black may very well mean all Indo and Afro. But then if you're speaking in Trinidad and you use the word black, and we don't really use the word black per se all that much. We say African or Indian, right? But if you speak to the woman who probably wrote this article and several of the women who have this issue, as you raised, Paul, to say, well, you know, these women watching that the black woman, the black men going for the other race, they're looking at us as me and you, the color of my skin, your skin, Paul, Grong, the texture of our hair. That is, they're not necessarily talking about an Indo, Trinidadian or Indian person. They're not necessarily. So to answer the question, it would more so fall in the category of a Negro. Africa.
Corinne. Let me know what Corinne has to say.
Okay, let's see what Corinne has to say. Is she coming
So
through?
play back one top.
Okay.
it's not-
Play back one top.
Okay. Bring him back, Corinne.
Hi guys, good night. First of all, I think even if you say it's not a race, you're not looking at a race problem. I think it is a race problem, given that could be that she is holding resentment, the writer, and you know, sometimes people grow up, the children saying that no, you must be in this race or you must marry this race. And I don't think it's wrong that the guy went outside and he got somebody from a different race. It could be that the person was more mature or more financially independent. Sometimes when you're growing up and you're in a single home, you're raising them with resentment of the father or the mother who left, and then you're raising up the child to only think that this race is the best race or not that race, and you don't like it. So I think that he wasn't wrong in going with somebody else. Maybe that other person was at least better off, or even if they wasn't better off, at a position where they could have both level each other. I think that even in singleness as a parent, we should raise our daughters or sons not to think like that, but to be positive in it and to be more mature in it. So good night.
Okay, all right.
Thank you
Well,
for sharing.
guys, quickly, what's your thoughts on what she said there?
Well, she have a point. The person probably, again, everybody have, what I say,
The preference.
Right,
who they would like.
right.
I know it has somebody, right? African person, right? They said they love girls with long hair,
Right,
right? And they're talking about, but it have Africans with long hair too.
right.
But
What? Now, yeah, he's saying what he's saying by looking at the eyes now, and I know he's going to say something.
Let's see. Most of the time, Grog does say something, so with the type of Paul to say
no, see, I want to choose my words.
carefully.
With your eyes,
Yes,
your eyes tell it
Grog, we thought about what Karina to say.
Nah, my take on this whole thing going and be everybody have their own preference, and
Right.
I really don't have a problem with a black man with a white woman, or I don't have a problem with it. If you want to marry somebody who's same skin color like you, fine. If you want to go outside, that is your preference.
Right,
I don't have a problem with it at all.
Okay, good. We have what's this over here? Someone saying good night to the panel. Good topic. Great. Let's see if we what's it on top? This one here? All right. In the US now. Oh, I missed it?
The world has opened up more. That's
Right.
it right there.
Right, go ahead. The world has opened up more and more. Of African descent, but realistic. There's something appealing about the unknown. Okay.
The unfamiliar.
The unfamiliar.
Also, when the ladies jump ship, it's not an issue.
It's not issue when the woman.
It's not an issue when a woman, that person saying, the person is in the US, right?
Right.
And they're saying, but when women jump ship,
When
women jump ship,
right.
it's not an issue.
Right.
But it's an issue when man jumping ship.
Yeah.
Why?
Why is that issue?
So in the US now, black is those of Afro descent, and brown is Indo.
Okay.
Asian and others. And it is true because I was reading a comment, right? This whole drama with the Ariel thing, right? When they want
Ariel?
we don't know with this mermaid because
What? I don't know. What is
the
that?
little mermaid, right?
Okay.
That is
The cartoon?
right?
Right.
Now they're
Right.
gonna make it into like the,
A black thing.
right. So they give this girl, this black singer, she playing the role of Ariel,
Right.
and a lot of the whites are vexed. Why they change it up?
Wow.
Yeah. Right, so people in comments and they're thinking about all kind of drama. Just imagine a movie, you know, boy, and this
And it's a cartoon.
it's a cartoon, no, but they make it into
Oh,
a
that, oh right.
real
Right.
thing, all right?
Right.
And somebody said, an Asian guy made a comment and he says something like he was against it too.
Okay.
What it is they did, right?
Right.
And a black person commented and said, you should shut up because they watch you as black too. And a white replied to comment and well, no, we don't watch him black. That is an Asian.
Okay. That's interesting.
So you see how we like to, and as you said, we like black people that sometimes they just, what they say, choose when they want people to be
Yes.
black.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Everybody to be black.
Yes.
And then after a boom, they'll be talking about us alone. So the person said, no, we ain't watching him as black. He's an Asian.
Let's take this call here. Good evening. Welcome to the Kingdom Principles. Hello.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good
I
evening.
feel this topic is most outrageous. We don't want this right now.
Hello?
I said this topic is very outrageous. We don't need this right now into the dialogue.
You heard the one?
No, I'm not here. I don't know if it's my phones are giving trouble. But y'all go ahead.
Mom said that she finds the topic is outrageous. We don't need it in Trinidad right now.
The topic is outrageous. You have to explain, Mom. So how is it outrageous? Is she there? She's gone? Okay. Well, Moms has to explain how the topic is outrageous because this is real world.
You want to call back? Mom?
Yeah, Mom's call back
Moms,
because this is the real
Calls
world.
back, Moms, and let us know what you mean by the outrageous.
Yeah, because Kingdom Principles deals with reality We don't deal with things in some pretty thing. We deal with reality. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Kingdom Principles.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, living in this world and knowing everybody in this world, I think maybe about 5% might see Jesus Christ. Because, trust me, I know what I'm telling you. Listen what I'm telling you carefully. I want the whole listening to what I'm saying because I reality. If Jesus appeared to the black man like an Indian and the Indian like a black man, I don't know if anybody go enter. In their heart, they go say yes in their mouth, but in their heart, they go see through it. That's what Jesus said. You don't know them as worshippers of iniquity. So I believe all these people on earth, if Jesus don't look like them, they won't accept him. They will accept him in their mouth, but not in their heart, brother. Take what I'm telling you today. And you think about it for yourself, personally, and then you go understand what I'm talking about.
All right.
Okay, we have. Go ahead.
You know, personally, Paul, the line's still open, Paul. Yeah, no. Personally, I don't care if Jesus black, white, green, yellow, purple, pink. That have nothing to do with me.
Right.
You understand? As long as the person in Jesus is
Right.
that person, that is
Right.
all I business about.
Right.
I have no problem if he green, if he red, if he that doesn't matter.
Exactly.
real.
And here's the thing, eh? We as believers sometimes we do want to face reality. We want to pretend because you say Jesus, we must say Jesus 24 hours, and that's going to fix all the problems. And we
You know what I feel? Sometimes mom probably feel that we're just talking about it, but at the end of the day, we want to leave, letting everybody know that at the end of the day, we are all human beings. Right?
yes,
For
yes,
real.
yes,
And
yes.
this is what Kingdom Principle are here for.
Yes,
Right?
yes. Yes, we are not here to simply just say Jesus is great. You know Jesus is great.
Yeah.
You know that Jesus is awesome. You know that God is love. But there are people who don't know certain things as to how to treat with things. And this program has a multiplicity of listeners. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Kingdom Principles.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, that's a good topic. Plenty people are going to want to hear that topic, because it has so much a race in our country. Sometimes you just be talking to someone, and when they're talking to you, you hear all of a sudden they say what they have to say, and then they're watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's really tough because I have some friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am African, right?
Yeah.
And I have some friends who I grew up with, but I say totally grew up living in each other's houses and eating food from each other and all kind of thing. And yet still, you would find them like when they start to talk, you will hear the N-word will come out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, you as I am not that kind of person to go and say back, that is wrong and that is wrong and whatsoever. I find that we shouldn't be living so as a human being.
Right.
Because we all have, if they choke me and they choke the other person, same color blood, nobody blood is different. The only thing we have might have different shape, but yet still, we still can't see the truth. And then we just go, oh yeah, we want to go to heaven and we want to go here and we want to go there. But we still can't see a down-to-earth person.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
I got to go now. I wish I could have talked more, but I got to go because my money nearly finished on this.
Thanks for your contribution.
Yeah.
All right. So I like what he said. We have to deal with those realities of life because there are people who are seeing things like that. And even in the church, if you don't talk about things, if we only want to say God is great, he's so awesome, and you want to pray and dance, which is all good, but not go to the part of touching on situations, dealing with the realities.
Devon, are you saying that in the church have racist
Oh,
people?
what?
Seriously?
What?
I am shocked.
What? What?
I really never experienced these things.
Let me tell you something, right? Especially during election time.
Yeah.
Let me stop there. Go ahead, Paul. Let me take that call. Welcome, caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the hospital,
Speak up a little louder, caller.
when when you go to the hospital, all who donate blood, we know who blood we are getting to save our life.
Right.
The race should not have been a tough. And too many people is on the race. So when you reach the hospital, who blood is saving you. So bless his name.
Okay, thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you very much. All of we are the same blood. Go ahead, Paul.
I want to play this voice note here from Grace.
What is the topic? Please let me know. I can't understand what's going on. Goodbye.
I just see how much time I take to give the topic. I will give the topic again. It is race relationship issues. That's the topic. You have JL voice note there?
We're going to play jail one. I want to read this from Sister D. Sister D said,
okay.
He said that Indian and Afro-Trinbago women are all black.
You see?
Yeah.
You see, it depends on who talking.
Yeah, she said that most of the times in a relationship with two different races comes from the parents. When two people in love, race does not matter.
Right.
All people are human. Don't play some jail.
Right, good night, guys. So you guys are saying that is over preference. So I could choose who I would like to date or who I would like to marry. And all of it is fine and good. But where does racism come to play? Because even if I choose somebody out of my race, you would see person saying, oh, so you don't like Negro men. Oh, so you don't like Indian men. So then how this racism thing comes to play?
You gotta just start off by not caring about what people say. That is the first way, that is the first place you start. So no matter who you choose to be with, you just had to not care about what other people say.
The thing is, this thing started in the States with these black athletes who decided to go with the other race, you know, to elevate themselves, right? So even if they were making plenty money, they think that if they go with their own race, it's going to keep them down. So most of these athletes who have been with these other race women, they feel they elevating themselves by doing that. And you know, in Trinidad, they just copy everything. So I think that at the end of the day, if you love somebody, it shouldn't have nothing to do with race. But I don't know about like that commercial. I don't know about that. I just see it as maybe they were together at university or some kind of thing, and they just fell in love. That's how I see it. But I mean, it's a real thing. But all black women have to do, if they feel that they're being put down, just elevate yourself as well and go for what you want at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it is true. And if they do decide to take the black women like themselves, they want to take them and make floor claw to them by beating them and kicking them and treating them in all manner of way. Some of them say that they don't want hard head to comb. They want soft head.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Kingdom Principles.
Hello.
Hello, caller. We lost our call. Call back, caller. Yeah.
So, you know what I think men don't like? Men. Now, the word I'm going to use isn't a place. I'm not talking about a place. Paul, hold that caller. I'm not talking about a place. I'm talking about a attitude. You see, ghetto girls, that is what men don't like.
Okay.
We will run from ghetto girls. You see the kind of girls I'm talking about. Police come to hold somebody in the area, and you on your phone, the camera phone, and you're like, "Yo, wicked! All you do wicked!" That is ghetto. We not on that. No, that.
But ghetto girls need love too.
But you know, anyway, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Grog.
Paul, cut.
Let me take this call. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Good evening. Welcome to Kingdom Principles.
Good evening. Good evening. Blessed evening to you, gentlemen.
Good blessed evening to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Fantastic topic, of course. And I want to begin by referencing what you read about Devon.
Yes.
The person who wrote that, she had an issue, of course, with men going after, or the black men, good black men, being taken by women of other races.
Right.
So each person has their preference, of course, as you guys were saying.
Yeah.
And that person is dealing on the inside.
Yeah.
There's a hurt that has not been healed because we are free to go to be with whomever we want.
Right.
And then I had also heard someone made a comment, oh, what will people say, you're with this person? And Brother Ground, you said something, we're not supposed to care. Now, just me personally, I used to be married, and after a while I came to realize that the man I was married to, his preference was white women.
Oh.
Now, when I found that out, I took no offense to that whatsoever. Because me personally, I love me. I had a preference for, because I am confident in who I am.
Man.
So it has to deal with a core issue, and for the women who feel that way, it takes you having to be healed of whatever insecurity that she has, or we have as people, and to not carry that burden, because we have to know that person does not know what she carries, who she is, because she can put herself together, and there is someone for everyone.
Amen.
And so there would be a man there for her. If her preference is, because we have an explosion of the internet now.
Right.
And there are groups that cater to interracial relationships, where there are some white men prefer black women, and vice versa. So it is a core issue, whether it's a man, because sometimes, though, men you see on TV in certain sports, for example, they predominantly go towards a woman who is not black. So I believe at the core of this whole thing, it has to do with you as a person.
Right. Yes.
And it has to, be with you, be a person thing, because it shouldn't matter who you end up with if it's love. If he's black, if he's Asian, if he's black, if he's Caucasian, if you love the person, that's all that should matter.
Right.
And if he loves you back or loves her back, So it's a fantastic topic, and I couldn't wait to get through to just give my 2 cents.
Thank you very much, caller. We really appreciate that. Keep listening.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
God
you guys
bless.
have a great evening.
Have a great one.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
No, that is a big thing, eh? This has to do with our internal things. So yes, you are dealing with something internally, but projecting as if everybody is dealing with that situation, or that's the reality, and it's not the reality. A lot of black men are attracted to black women, but at the end of the day, people have their choice. Paul, wait, let's take this call here before we continue. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Kingdom Principles.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
I do believe that love is love. If I'm black and you're white, I love you and you love me.
Right.
What's the big deal?
True. Right.
Right? I mean, there are people who would try to love you, or, for ulterior motives. And let's just say, like, a black person, a black man, might be with a white woman because if he want to be in the limelight or whatever, he might even marry that person. But at the end of the day, he would go out cheating on that white woman with a black woman. I mean, this is the truth.
We'll see.
We all know that.
That's the reality.
And, but I believe if you truly love somebody, it doesn't matter what race you are.
Yeah, man.
And some parents, they might be against. If you look at, you look at all them videos and things where you see a black man who wants to be with the whole racist thing.
Right.
But I just believe love is love. If you're black, and I love you. Love is so deep.
Yes.
So I just think people
Is
need
it
to.
Susan? Yo, Susan, come. Susan, is it Susan?
Huh?
Is it Susan?
Yeah. No, you know something?
One laugh. It's how you kind of bring down your
the energy.
Because Susan,
No, Yana, I am a person of different. Paul, you are Gemini, right? I'm a Gemini as well. The thing is, it is what it is. If I love you, you love me. I don't care what other people have to say, you know. If you don't like it, you just sit on beside it or
I agree with you.
Or some kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I mean, my daughter's husband is from Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, Ukraine.
All right.
And when she told me that she met this person from Ukraine, I said, Ukraine? I just started to think about Russian, Vladimir, all this kind of thing. I just started to think about the negative things. But when she break it down for me, she is like, Mom, he treats me the way I want to be treated. Right. Because, you know, she has been with other people of her own race, and they probably didn't treat her the way she wanted to be treated. Okay. I mean, bringing her up, I told her, you need to have somebody treat you how you're supposed to be treated.
Right.
And I mean, I could tap myself on the shoulder and say she followed my words and to get somebody to treat her how she wants to be treated.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
And every now and then he would just like WhatsApp me and telling me, oh, Tammy treats me so good. And I kind of think, so all the people who have a problem with interracial and whatever, they need to go down on their knees and pray and ask God to forgive them, because at the end of the day, love is love.
Nice.
Let's all love each other now.
Hey,
I love all, you know.
Don't say it like that, because I'll see these people using it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Paul, you take the words out of my mouth, boy.
These people, they'll be saying love is love. Love is love when it's between a man
and a woman. Exactly.
I love what she said. She gave some great points. Let's look at one of the comments we have here. Who is this from?
No, don't have a name.
Okay, no problem. We need to dig deep in history when addressing this topic. The media has played a huge part in the way they depict black women in media. Black women are always portrayed as angry and aggressive in movies. For example, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
And can I say this? And then you go ahead, because that is the rule they just take. They have a choice. I have to take it or leave it. Go ahead.
Oh, let's continue. Another movie, Thin Line Between Love and Hate, etc. Black women always have to fight for positions in top organizations, even when portrayed on the screen, whereby the white woman is seen as the damsel in distress, polite, decent, and will hold high position in organizations in the movies. I believe that many black men fail to treat black women with the same level of respect that they will want a woman of another race. Okay, that's a typo. The media and the music, in order for records, CDs, etc. to sell, the music became grungy and showed black women in a particular light. Check the music and the behavior. All right, so there are some things I agree with this, but then there are several things I disagree, because let's talk about the movies. Yes, you do see the movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman with the woman being angry, but we have to take the story within its context. The woman was portrayed in a negative way, but not before the man. Yeah, the man was abusing the woman in the movie first. Yeah. So when we look at a movie and bring in examples, it's good to see the whole setup. The woman didn't decide, all right, I'm gonna be angry just so and do what she did. No, the man treated her terribly, and he did what he did. In treating, even with the examples of women in organizations, black women being in organizations and being successful, movies have shown both black and white women in being successful and having a very hard time, right? So thanks for your contribution, person who sent the message. But you should check out the movies and them a little better, because and history, the women being able to vote today is something that women fought for, and it wasn't black women that fought for that at the start, you know. It was white women, because the only people who could vote was white men. Now we Africans did not come up in a culture where it have if you trace it, this is something I'm very, very touchy about, but you will not go in Africa originally back then when they pulled the slaves out and saw voting happening in the country. They didn't have that. When you came over into America, then you get familiar with the system of voting, and that would appeal to white persons. Now the white men would be the main ones voting, and some countries recently started to allow women to vote. Just women on the whole. So it's not about everything is not necessarily about a black being portrayed negatively right through. Yes, in the inception, black women, but not just black women, black people were portrayed negatively, primarily because it was white started industry. The film industry was a white start. Everything I'm saying here, just for the record for everyone, we are not trying to cause division. We are just bringing the history for information, not division, right? So we just want to make sure and let people know that. So whenever we look at a situation, you have to see the situation in its context. Otherwise, to take something from the history, pull it, snatch it from there, bring it now, and create a narrative, it may be a misrepresentation of the historical facts. Right? And that is not going to help anything. Go ahead.
Yes, race plays an important part in relationships. I don't understand why we keep trying to be more holy than it is. It plays an important part, right, in life and in relationship.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Laurie said ground. Laurie said ground. You sure about that? That is what some men love. That is when you were talking about
the ghetto girls.
Say ghetto girls, that is a girl that you could man like.
Yeah. Jesus. Jesus. Lord have mercy.
I used to always run for. I just don't like that type of girl. So I would run the next direction. From the time I figure out you have a ghetto mentality, I go in the next direction. You could be white, black, green, purple, it doesn't matter. It's the ghetto mentality ground don't like. I go on.
But as I think Laurie was saying, and I understand what Ground is saying, a lot of men are attracted to aggressive women, eh?
But what kind of men?
Well,
that is the next thing.
Well, exactly. Because for me, I prefer. I mean,
and the fellas on them with the pants down there. And
I still try to figure out how does the pants stay on the body. I have been watching. Is there a hook? Anyway, let's keep. No, as we talk about this subject of race relationship issues, and we will be wrapping up in a very short time, less than 5 minutes. We do want to point out that this topic is being addressed so that those who are thinking like that, you could start to reevaluate things. I myself, let me be honest, I used to think that black women were the most aggressive women on the planet. And I did that not necessarily based per se on any movies, but based on several things that I saw. All right. However, I had to learn and realize that no, it's not all black women are like that.
True.
All right. And I think even where the person who wrote the article, it would be useful for that person to pay attention to the fact that a lot of black men are successful in this world, and they are with a black woman, and there are white women attracted to black men, and white men attracted to black women, and at the end of the day, as we have been saying throughout the program, it's about love. But at the same time, when we want to treat with a subject, we do not want to have our heads in the sand and pretend this thing doesn't exist. It does. It does. And Jesus was someone who faced the realities of life. Jesus didn't pretend, oh, all right, that's not happen. Let's not deal with that. When the Apostle Paul saw the Apostle Peter moving out of alignment, Paul addressed that. Peter addressed that. They addressed situation. They didn't, all right, we don't want to talk about this and we don't. No, let's talk about, because if you don't talk, how do you deal with it? If you have a child that has a temper problem and you pretend, all I'm going to do is pray for the child, but I'm not going to talk to the child. I'm not going to tell the child this is an issue, you need to check that. How is that going to help that child develop? If the child is not going to grow. Anyway, guys, we are very close to our wrap-up time, so I want to give you Ground your opportunity to say your closing words.
How
much do we have? We have 5. Oh, we have 5 minutes. All right, go ahead. Go. When you're about to close, then you could.
Paul, this confused me sometimes. Eh? I just watch Paul and start to get kicked. So no, for real. No, but I again, I will say this a million times.
Right.
To me, race, it just doesn't matter if you're in love with the person. It doesn't matter who. Mm-hmm. And you know what I say too? Mm-hmm. If you really love people, you will love all race, right. all color. That you wouldn't see that.
Right.
You would see people before you see white, East Indian, African. You would see people first.
Right. People, human beings.
Exactly.
Right.
So so you falling in love with let's say I am a black man.
Right.
If Nakisha was a white woman, it wouldn't that change the result. Amen. I would have still go down the aisle and say I do.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
You understand?
Amen.
If she was an East Indian person, I would have done the same thing.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So it's just, well, okay, I meet this woman and she's Nakisha.
Right.
I fall in love with this one. I go and I marry this one.
It's the soul.
The person.
Yeah, it's not about skin color.
Exactly.
It's not about hair texture. It's about the person.
True.
Because skin color not making you happy, you know.
True.
Right? You could be with your own race and be very upset. Go ahead, Paul.
Let me play this voice too.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, this is the caller. I called a little while ago, and I wanted to add something real quick. Someone made a comment about movies depicting women in a certain category. Well, movies and depiction is different from real life. So how I behave and project myself is directly related to me. I cannot blame somebody else because I'm aggressive or I'm hot-headed or angry or whatever. And that was another point that I forgot to make, is that maybe some men, like Brother Ground was saying, gravitate to some women because they have a little bit more of a calm demeanor, and black women are perceived to be stronger, and we act out that strength sometimes. And maybe it just takes someone who would mentor us. Maybe a woman did not have any choice but she was raised tough because she had no choice. She was a single mother, like your initial story depicted. So maybe it just takes somebody to mentor a woman and say, okay, this is the way to go, because maybe that's all she knows. We can only give what we have, and maybe her intention is not to be an aggressive type woman, and I'm sure that's really not who she wants to be. But again, how we act is directly related to us. We can't blame anybody for that, and we cannot blame the media.
Oh, very good point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, very, very good point. I agree with her. Could we squeeze Brother Dave quickly and that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's read. You have him there?
Good night to the panel. I will say race is not how it is. Color, feel, it doesn't matter. Love. That race is discriminate. Whether you're black, white, green, or pink, I love you all. I love all. There's no hate, there's no malice. Love could work in any way, any area, any thought of mine. That is love. You know, when a some people might see a white man and a black woman and discriminate, or some people see an African and a straight hair person discriminate. It doesn't matter to me. You love me, and we can make it in life, you make it. Stop discrimination. I believe in that, you know. But I people discriminate out there. So they just might take on it tonight. Have a blessed night.
I agree. I know Growing give his point. And me, once you have God, it had no room for racism. It had no room for hate. We had to love everybody, right? And I for dating or marrying somebody outside of your race.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
I for that.
Amen.
Olia, mix up the thing.
Yes, you don't know.
Douglarization.
Let me close. Let's close.
You're gonna
Guys,
close because we have Yadas up next.
yes, we have Yadas, and we want to make sure we close on time. So, guys, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Look out for Kingdom Principles on Sunday on IG, starting at 8 p.m. from 8 to 9:30. Meet us there. We have a very intriguing topic to discuss. Remember, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, but with all thy getting, get understanding. Ground?
Paul, it was nice.
Always.
As usual, fire from since 4 o'clock. I'm glad everybody that was locked on, all your big up, all your whole self, all your no ground control of all your bad. Concerning the topic tonight, Aline and how Paul says thing, all your love is love in the right way, right? Between man and woman. The only thing I discriminate, well, let me say that, right? But Paul, you see Paul, I'm rolling again.
No, don't say it. If you say something wrong, just cut it down.
Who God bless, no man, no boy, no girl could ever curse. This is Buzzy and Cynthia Son are checking out until tomorrow. Please God, I'll be back 4 to 6 and 6 to 8. Yeah, so I'm out for now. Nakisha, baby. Mwah! Your husband coming home to you. No. I miss you bad.
Yeah,
Paul.
Blessings. I'm out because that's up next and we're supposed to look up right now. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.